So, a situation has developed recently in Venezuela, and I gotta say, it's pretty bad. Basically, the former leader of the country, Juan Guaido, is refusing to acknowledge the fact that he no longer has control and has performed a coup. Now, it's an unusual form of coup. Generally, a military coup is the way to go for a former leader who wants to, by violent means, take control again. We've seen this type of action in the Philippines and other places of late. But interestingly, after Guaido went to the military, they told him no. So he has managed to get the help of a man called Lopez to get civil unrest. And there is now violence on the street. And this all to kick out a man called Maduro, who was elected on the 10th of January. And to make the matters worse, Donald Trump is backing Guaido. Now, watching news from America and looking at reports from Al Jazeera, it's rather interesting seeing how this is being taken. Some people are seeing Trump's backing of Guaido as validation, an indication that Juan Guaido is the man who should be in charge, that he has every right to do this. But at the same time, he's also aligning himself with a person who is, well, Lopez has made it his job to stir up trouble. He goes embassy to embassy under house arrest. 2014 ended a 2-year period of incarceration after trying to stir up another similar event. And on top of which, Donald Trump has a vested interest in this type of action happening. It's exactly why Donald Trump refused to pull out of Yemen, despite the fact that that war is little more than America supplying arms to a terrorist group in a country where more than 50% of the population are riddled with cholera. So I don't think we can put any moral weight or validity in announcements made by Donald Trump, or assume that the people that he backs are good people or the people that should be in charge. To say nothing of, I would have thought, if Juan Guaido had the best interests of the Venezuelan people at heart, once people started getting injured or dying, he'd have come to the table to try to negotiate a peaceful settlement rather than simply let things escalate. Since right now, it's being talked about the military being sent in to deal with the population, and the US haven't ruled out the possibility that they themselves will intervene despite this being Venezuela. The situation is, in short, out of control and nasty. Well, that's how it is on the ground, and hopefully cool heads will prevail. But sadly, if history of late shows us anything, probably not. Best we can do is hope. And remember, if words of wise people are listened to, then both Maduro and Guaido need to know one should never negotiate from fear, but more importantly, one should never fear to negotiate.